is a 60-40 for Damwon. I think that combination of the Lee and the LeBlanc is just going to be so hard to play into come mid game. But it's not as egregious as last game, where we in draft already identified that Gen G was basically at the mercy of Damwon Kia, and then Damwon Kia had no mercy at all.
Yeah.
So in this case, Gen G actually does have a lot of agency, right? You can play for your top lane, you can play for your bottom lane. Mid lane is going to be really hard. Like even post 6, you don't really have the reliable lockdown to get a LeBlanc and actually pin her down and take her out. So that's not the greatest of places to be in. BDD also gone for the electrocute, as our resident Azir player also loves to switch it up. Last game, of course, we got the Ludens and the Demonic Embrace in terms of build, and I'm sure in this game he will find something else.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what he does decide to go for.
A lot of Halo blading.
Yeah, we are hailing the blades. In fact, very mirrored as far as our rune choices are concerned. Just Khan with his grasp going to be changing it up. Like it a lot. Here, having a look at the rune choices between our two bottom laners, I believe this is actually mirrored from our first game, as both of our supports did go towards the Hail of Blades on the Tahm Kench and on the Trundle. As Ghost and Beryl already putting on a bit of pressure here, trying to get Life and Ruler out of the lane. Life, of course, able to soak a lot of harassment if he can hang out around a minion wave, but if he gets pushed underneath his turret immediately, it does become a little bit more difficult, and you can see that Damwon Kia already putting the screws in here on the bottom side. 2-0 on the Ashe for Ghost, having a pretty good performance thus far. Already getting these volleys to really get the work done, but standing by himself a little bit here. Does need to respect just a little bit, as the tongue lash is going to go wide. But Damwon Kia will have this level 2 advantage very, very shortly. And Gen G have missed out on basically 50% of the experience from these minions thus far.
And the big difference here is that in the previous matchup, we saw that it was a Syndra against an Aphelios, which is a matchup that makes you very happy if you're the Syndra. Ashe into Varus can go either way, but the Tahm Kench early game power can actually be leveraged now, unlike in that other matchup.
Yeah.
Meaning that you're going to have a situation in which, as Rune of Life, you can't really walk up as Canyon. That's a very early visit, but I do like that's a huge wave that's about to be crashed into the turret here.
Yeah, and if they can even do a bit of zoning, it's going to put Ruler and Life so extraordinarily far behind, and it means that Ashe can do what she's supposed to, right? Which is put on all of that extra pressure with the volley, forcing out your opposition, but you need to get into a position to do that. As in goes Canyon now. They're looking to set up for this one, as Life is going to get taken down extraordinarily quickly. There it is. Beryl's even going to survive as they're looking for Ruler. As Ghost, just out of turret range, is able to get it. And yep, goodbye Ruler. That's the double. And Damwon Kia off to a phenomenal start once again.
Just breathtaking player from Damwon Kia, taking a level 1 lead and then finding such a beautiful way to capitalize on it. That is an entire wave into the turret. That is immediately a plate picks up this early. And if Canyon also gets away with the skull, that will be...
Yeah, he does.
Just gorgeous. Yep, that is everything going wrong there. And it all ties into these early levels. And it is incredible to me that a Damwon Kia that has had a truly floundering bot lane for the largest part of summer has clearly reverted back to more olden ways.
They were just charging up, you know, spending a bit of time doing other things, you could say. As we all know, Beryl does like to do. But now it feels like we are certainly approaching the business end of the Damwon year. And this is the stage of the season that they are very, very good at, as we're going to have a look at it one more time.
And there are, of course, teleports available, but teleporting this early on in your lane means that you're going to give up such an incredible amount, right? Like, you're going to be forced to then, even if it does work out, which isn't a given at all, especially if it will be, say, BDD who teleports in, then going to be stuck, going to give up plates, and it is just Damwon Kia, like a double this early on. Ghost was sitting on a Noon Quiver already.
Oh, flash from BDD. Like the respect given, but that is still a free summoner spell for Canyon. Very nicely done. Canyon once again just everywhere. Is he 1,000 points now? Are we gonna have to vote for another Canyon MVP?
He's on 900, right? So
Yeah.
he could hit it.
Is Canyon allowed to be like MVP 3 seasons in a row? I don't know whether that's legal. Do we have a rule? Because I know Wolf was talking about rules that we don't necessarily advertise all that often when
maybe
we were approaching 2,000 assists for effort, I believe, yesterday. Showmaker going to get taken down relatively low. Does have his flash available, but does want to be a little bit careful here. His thing's still pretty even in the mid lane.
Oh, this feels so bad for Ruler and Life as falling this fine, this early, this far behind, this early on is gonna make it so hard for you to really find a way back. And whereas Canyon's ganks in both of these games have just consistently hit the mark, there's been some even trades, but there has never been bad trades. Clid has just been unable to find an impact, and he definitely has the champion for it, right? Like Xin Zhao has incredible ganking power, his early skirmishing and his early dueling is amazing, but it's just not really coming together for Gen G, and they need to gonna start and find some plays that actually work out. And I think they might look for a punish here. I do see some pings going down, but they don't have any actual vision of this right now.
Well, Clid going to dive immediately onto Ghost, who does have his flash available. Heals there as well. Abyssal dive comes on through the volley to buy some space. As Canyon just going to focus on this dragon. They had mid priority as well, as you can see. Teleport to come through from Rascal, trying to get down here. Empress Divide avoided with the distortion. Pretty clear that Showmaker was going to do that. BDD still trying to go for it as Rascal misses everything and Showmaker just walks it out.
Oh, and that's even worse because now Rascal commits a teleport. You don't get a dragon, you don't get any kills. It's a clean escape for Dom and Kia. You are going to miss a couple of minions on the top side, which is going to make... Rascal's fine.
Yeah,
he's able to pick it up.
It's still going to be a plate for Khan, but
and a TP advantage, which we don't love, Atlas. If you're a Gen G fan, if you're a Dom and Kia fan, you're like, they're back. This is amazing. I'm loving this.
Yeah. Hey, now they got Ghost's heal and flash.
Yeah, they did. But that's not that much if you consider the state of the game. But I like that.
It was like I was looking for the silver lining, but it was pretty great.
For what I'm always the one looking for silver lining. So this is an exciting swap of roles for me.
I'm looking to turn over a new leaf.
As doesn't work out, right? Committing your Emperor's Divide, you know that's a long shot, especially with Showmaker having his cooldowns available. You'll lose out on the Drake, and it's not like giving up the Drake in of itself is not the biggest issue, but it's more about you expending more resources in an attempt to try and get something from Damonkia, who've just been taking things from you for the last 40 minutes, previous game included as well. This is a big committal coming through. Everyone from Gen G rotating.
Yeah, they're going to be met by everyone on Damonkia as well, but they have to deal with this mid lane as Shelly taking a bit of damage here. She will reset, and Gen G not willing to take this one. It's already a 2.3k gold lead. Gen G already very far behind in this game, and if you put it in the context of 9 minutes, it's a ludicrous lead for Damwon, so that's why you can see Gen G playing with so much respect. As Khan wanting to get a bit of a Nara into the wall there, but Rascal slinks into the mist, and he's going to be fine.
We're just going to give up bot lane and mid lane. Who cares?
Yeah,
we're going to keep
we're not hanging out there. That's not what it's about.
We're not about that CS. We're about fighting in the most grueling way possible. Do see some pings going down now, and as Gen G, hard committing this much is definitely a possibility.
Oh, it's a big wave stacking on Gen G's side, as that's a huge chunk onto life.
Nope, still no one being sent down. Not going to collect that wave. So I guess this is
it's just piling up and piling up. It's going to be Damonkia that do need to answer if they do want to collect the money. As you can see, it's just continuing to stack on their side, as Ghost is going to go down there. He's like, it's too much money. I must pick this up.
But this is just the worst feeling, because Ruler is also rotating towards bot. I might get a play. Guess he can shove the wave in and get a bounce, but it's
still just going to be a free herald taken by just Canyon alone. Ruler will meet the wave here, as a lot of those minions did die on both sides. But it's not going to be the obscene CS numbers that we've seen from some of our 80 carries here in the LCK. As Beryl going to have to walk around the Pillar of Filth for a moment.
It's not a good look, expanding this many resources, or rather not taking advantage of the resources that are on the map to hard commit to another play on top side. First time it was the Dragon, this time it is the Rift Herald, and then have it not work out. And I got to give credit to W9D4 how they are completely comfortable with letting that situation breathe, right? Just sitting there like, we can just bully you away. We're not afraid at all. We're happy to commit. We have a big gold lead already. They played really nicely around Khan as well. You saw the first time that they really tried and pushed forward. Khan was sitting on like 80% of his Mega Nod form. Now the shield bow is done for Ghost, and that's gonna mitigate so much the pressure that Ruler has available.
I mean, Ghost has a 40 CS advantage. A lot of that had to do with the fact that Ghost picked up CS in the mid lane when BDD had already cleared that one out. So there is just CS being moved around because that bottom lane was left idle for so long. So you can't really say that it's bad farming for the most part. However, it still is going to be a big advantage for Ghost, and he still won the lane pretty considerably. It just wasn't necessarily that 40 CS margin. And
especially for Lethality Varus,
being Canyon looks for cleared here as Showmaker getting chunked by this Azir. He's doing some good work. Does now have his Merc Treads, which allows him to be a little bit more aggressive. There's now Khan going to have to deal with Rascal. Stunned up a little bit, trying to kite this one out, and Hyper is going to help there as the Q is going to miss. And Khan is going to continue putting on the pressure. Checking in on Canyon once again. He's a few camps in the lead. Let's see what Khan's going to be able to do. Hop now on cooldown. He's trying to contend the flash to get himself out of the way of the Heartbreaker as Canyon goes in the mid lane. That's the kick. Immediately he's followed as BDD is going to throw this one back. Great knock up as Canyon moves himself out of the way. That is going to be the solo kill from the Viego though, as now Beryl trying to get in there, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything done as Ruler and Life looking for Showmaker, and Genji managing to strike back.
And it's the king of solo kills. He's been subbed back in, and he finds one immediately. Rascal coming up big here for Genji. Because while that mid lane play is nice, the reason why Genji, or W9D4 rather, can't actually hard commit there and maybe try and use the gold lead that they have on their other champions is because Rascal just has the knowledge, more than so than almost any other player in the LCK, of how his limits work, right? Like how much can he push? Does he win an all-in, yes or no? There's a reason why this man is just leading.
The Mega Gnar was so close, but not close enough.
Rascal knew, I'm sure.
He did.
He did. He actually does, right? It's how he gets so many of these. And then this is a nice skirmish.
The arrow was so close, actually.
Would have been so big. But Beryl coming in, and then, yeah, Rascal is on his way. And this is not enough for Genji, but it is a moment that allows him to at least feel a semblance of control of this game. But then you look at the actual state, and yeah, they got an Ocean Drake and a solo kill. That's nice, but they are still behind 3k gold. The gold leads are immeasurable. Ruler legit can't lane. 2 levels behind Ghost. Life is a level behind Beryl. And Ghost and Beryl, you know, they set it up. They were incredibly dominant in the first 2-3 levels. And then Canyon just said, hello, I am here. This is my Lee Sin. Goodbye. Yep. And then the bot lane was over for the rest of the game, basically. So now as Genji, you're looking desperately for other avenues, and it's going to be BDD and Rascal, but Khan, just by the virtue of his team doing a lot, is still a gold lead.
Yeah, let's see whether Rascal's going to be able to pick up yet another one as it's kiting out from Khan. It's going to be able to get him to an okay position. Showmaker rotating up. Rascal's going to be able to slink into the mist, and he'll be absolutely fine. You can see once again, W9D4 walking away with 1,300 gold worth of plates, which is why they have such a considerable gold lead. And Genji just not really interested in damaging structures, as it turns out this game.
And Rascal.
All right, Rascal might be able to get something done here, as that's a big old Gnar. The wallop's fantastic as well, as Canyon will finish that one off very comfortably. And also, they have the wave prepped as they crash towards this turret at the same time. And Khan might even be able to grab this one as well. Yeah, it's Cannon Wave very, very comfortably able to lock this one down, and Canyon's going to start the counter jungle as well, as that's a big ultimate. But once again, Showmaker is able to distort his way out.
And it ties into what we were saying about the LeBlanc earlier. Today, yeah, you can damage her, but like she's so slippery. Azir and even Clit coming in there at the tail end of that, they just don't have the available CC to make sure she doesn't get away. They can win the all-in, they can get the damage on her, they can like zone her off, but actually killing her requires Showmaker to mess up immensely, which generally not really something Showmaker does. Definitely not when the state of the game is as it is right now. Rask also top laning to the wave on top side there, if I'm not mistaken. Need to see the replay to see that actually the case, but just gets punished so well by Damonkia, because Rascal felt like one of the possible avenues for Gen G to at least maintain a little bit of control. But now that lane is put horribly behind. Bot lane we haven't spoken about, and we shouldn't, because it's still the same depressing old story. And then BDD, he's trying so hard. And it's like the Azir, it's working out as well as it possibly can, but it's not enough.
Yeah, and everything's sort of collapsing around him once again. And they want to be able to get towards some of these team fights that could work. And yes, they do have pretty amazing tools for making that happen. I mean, Emperor's Divide Pillar is a phenomenal combo to be able to stop people from walking out of the way of the wall of soldiers. Still, Damwon Kia are once again, they're in their investment phase, right? They're able to take down outer turrets, bot lane and top lane, and really extend this lead as we're going to watch Khan get this mid-air ultimate.
Yeah, that's the lane to be. I like the attempt, Rascal, at trying to kind of kite back and then maybe get away from that non-ultimate, but that's too much damage. There's too much you see available. No way you're ever getting out of there if Damonkia play it well. And Gen G, you've hit your one-item power spikes. Find a 5-man flip from BDD. Rascal gets a couple of resets, and that is basically it in terms of how you can find a way back into this game, because the gold lead, the item leads to Damonkia are so hard to deal with.
Oh, Ghost has that arrow available. Not a lot of follow-up opportunity though, as Canyon's going to miss that Q, as we can see. Shirley is going to just slink back into a pit, and she'll be absolutely fine for now. As Damonkia just want to grab the last remaining outer turret for them, as this one is very close to falling. BDD looking to try and collect himself a Rift Scuttler. They're going to come down and also do the same. As okay, Rascal going to find Khan with a bit of a stun there, but Ghost able to help him with some potential kiting, as Canyon will be able to take Shirley in the end.
And the key thing here is that Gen G is constantly trying to react to what Damonkia is doing. But Damonkia's control around the entirety of the map is so good.
Oh, Beryl could be in trouble though, gets taken down to half, going to eat that grey health. As Subjugate is on him, there's the Heartbreaker, as Rascal diving on forward. He's now a Tahm Kench and just explodes. Showmaker looking for some more damage, but Rascal does make it to relative safety. Showmaker diving in once again, immediately having to get out. Knew that that was how things were going to have to go though. As you can see, Damwon still looking for potentially more. It's only Beryl that they've lost for the moment, and this turret is on half a health bar, or half a health point is what I more meant. Yeah, very close to dying there. They will be able to trade Beryl's life for the outer turret in the mid lane.
It's a nice execution by Rascal. The unfortunate reality of the situation is, as I was getting to earlier, when I was beautifully interrupted by that play from the Viego, is that they just don't relent. Like, Damonkia has so much control of the map, and they are very similar to OSC in T1, where they keep pushing, pushing, and Gen G, they can't keep up.
Yeah. Well, now they're going to look for this, as they are going to secure the Drake. So that is going to be the second Dragon for Gen G. First Mountain Drake of the game as well, but can they escape from the area is the question. Showmaker bides his time, looks for BDD as he pops back over the wall once again. Clid going to get stunned up as Rascal looks for the snare but doesn't find it. Onto Showmaker, arrow not going to connect as Gen G do walk on out of the way. Bit of a field goal, but it was good observation there from Gen G to avoid it.
This is feeling so similar to game number 1, where, yeah, you get the Drake, that's nice, but you're going to miss out on a ton of minions. Damonkia is going to shove in again, and both Damonkia and T1, T1 have done it all split, and then previously kind of crumbled after the first 15 minutes, and now look a lot better there. And Damonkia, this split so far, I'd say, haven't really looked this dominant in the early game consistently like they're looking in this series, right? And it's just always playing to your priority, Actually setting up dives. It can't.
That's a big old Nara into the wall. Only lands onto Rascal as Clid has the Crescent Guard, but doesn't have his life anymore as the Mimic Distortion comes in. Showmaker is going to connect the chain and now has to flash out of the way of Ruler. Chains of Corruption not long enough, unfortunately. And now Rascal on life, below half health. They're going to have to contend with Damwon. Shirley is so angry. She's going to get a charge onto an inhibitor here at 20 minutes into the game. And to quote my friend Frosker, and that one is the Baron inhibitor as well, as it's 20 minutes in. So not quite as relevant because it is a very early stage of the game to be going for a Baron, but Damwon might have a big enough lead that they're happy to do so, as we're going to go well and truly back in time for this pick onto Beryl.
I didn't actually think Rascal was going to be able to get the execute there, so that's super nicely done. But then he immediately needs to use everything. Heal gets thrown in as well. And the health boss and mana boss are still so low that they can't actually contest. And this is a consistent problem. Gen G also getting engaged on him when BD has no plans whatsoever of joining this, which that's fine. If you want to put BDD in the side lane, you want him to get more fed, you want him to shove for a turret, that's okay. But then the rest of Gen G can't stick around that turret, especially not with Shelly available. And Damwon, they read that, they see the Azir in the side lane, they're like, well, this is a freebie. Go in with everyone, pick up a free kill on the Xin Zhao, and the gold lanes, they just keep growing. And the reason why it's so similar to the previous game is that, yeah, Gen G, they're getting little moments left and right. They picked up a couple of kills. They've been able to pick themselves up a Drake or two, but I think when we look at the turret score over the course of this series, like, what is it going to be like?
Another free Baron?
Yeah, no, they can't walk up.
Yeah,
you can't walk into the fog. You die.
They have this cute little ward here that's giving him a fair bit of information as the Baron just below half health. Clid going to get into position as control ward does come through. It might be a flip as we do have a teleport to come on forward, and Damwon are just going to back away. They'll take the teleport and they'll move on out. Should be able to clear vision now as well. So a theoretical advantage here for Damwon, and they've got super creeps on the bottom side of the map. That means that CS on Damwon's side that they could be getting money from is dying. So making plays around this Baron, very, very important to make getting that inhibitor relevant, right? And they are going to be able to do so, so it's still going to be absolutely the right call.
Pressure here again. Turn from Damwon is amazing. Can also look into a collapse on the topside turret if they choose to do so. But if Gen G just is forced to walk into them,
they have one teleport remaining, so Azir could turn up. It's a great pillar, but no actual engage or anything like that as Canyon.
A lot of damage.
Tanking up the Baron, as we can see. Ghost from over the side. Going to be joined now by Khan to add his damage to the mix. Azir still pushing, and Ruler almost just gets burnt down in one rotation. The arrow will connect onto the Trundle, but not be enough damage to take down Ruler with the extra splash that did come through there. The piercing arrow not going to land. The Baron down to very low health as the kick out immediately onto Clid. The secure of the Baron, and Damwon now trying to win the team fight as well. Azir has made it, but he's just still too far away. Rascal diving on forward though, that's the double now. Ghost is also going to be taken down, and now Damwon needs to save as many Barons as possible.
That's a super sub right there, baby. Rascal picks up a triple kill on the Viego, gets that massive fight that the champion loves. And while the pickup is there and Showmaker and Beryl still gonna have that Baron buff available, in the end, as Gen G, it means that the game, at least for now, is not yet over. The real question is, can they pick up the Drake as well? Because a Mountain Soul in this game, I think, would serve them a lot better than it did in the previous one.
BDD needs to be very careful, though, as the chain is not going to arm. Showmaker had to get out a little bit sooner. Emperor's Divide still available for BDD, which is important for the dragon fight that you are talking about. Canyon now running from base, but Damwon should be able to get that dragon set up. As that's a good stun once again from Showmaker. Piercing arrow going to go wide once more from Ruler as well.
Oh, you see the fear and respect as well. Like, look at how far BDD walked back there just to try and get it back through. Doesn't have the teleport, right? Like, if you want to have a chance of contesting this dragon, you need to teleport greedy. But he knows Showmaker is on the map hunting on this LeBlanc. He's 0-0-0, but it still feels like he's hiding in every single brush, right? The amount of pressure that he's providing for the rest of his team is still fine. And due to Baron buff being available, yeah, it's a negative Baron power play. That's not what you want ideally.
No.
But it is still not enough, and I was loving the response here that we saw from Damwon, and that they were
mega kick into the immediate Gnar to get this Xin Zhao out of the pit.
Yeah, but that was actually too much invested.
Yeah, right.
I think the kick was fine, but then the Mega Gnar as well is an over-investment of resources. And then Rascal just pops up. We also see some miscommunication there because it is actually an early Devour that comes through from Barrel. It's like, guys, here, I have Viego. Let's kill him before he can reset. And then Rascal comes out of the Devour and gets free resets. So that's not what you're looking for. It's tough defensive for Gen G.
Yeah, we're looking for some poke here, as we can see. Rascal getting a lot of respect as he does put down that mist. But now, Damwon Kia, once it dissipates, that's their opportunity to move forward. Ghost still sitting on the arrow as Canyon looking for the wide wraparound. BDD off to the side. Q once again going to go wide as Khan having to deal with the Pillar of Filth as well. Technically Pillar of Ice, but that's the traditional Trundle skin, so we have to go back to the original name as Canyon. Just going to get poked out with the Wind Becomes Lightning, but Damwon Kia have now ran out of minion wave. 14 seconds left on this Baron buff as Showmaker goes down to half health. Q connects onto Clit as in goes Canyon, but immediately he gets Crescent guarded away from it as in goes Khan. Now looking for his opportunity, but no, Damwon Kia just going to settle for this inner turret and just back away.
And it's the last couple of the fall there for the Baron buff, you know, it's autumn, the leaves are falling, you pick up a final turret and you call it a day, go home, make some hot cocoa, and Damwon Kia now a 4k gold lead. As we said, not the greatest Baron power play. You give up a couple of people initially, which is always going to hurt you, but still in control of the game. Got rid of another turret. You're able to pick up the Drake, deny the soul point for Gen G. Again, very similar to game number 1 in the way that Damwon Kia, even though some moments that you can go over afterwards and hey, we need to clean up a little bit. This point, as a whole, their grasp of the game feels much more akin to what we used to see from this team. And that makes me very happy, right? Because that is something that they'd been missing, honestly, ever since we saw them at MSI. It was there in the LCK finals, and then it started at MSI, and it just became worse during summer. I think the first couple of weeks, they really were floundering, and it just feels nice to see Damwon Kia back to playing like this.
Yeah, back to what we expected from them, right? A lot of their mistakes that they were making, we sort of knew that they didn't have to do, you know?
I can't get over the 0-0-0 on Showmaker. It's like he's just there.
No, he just wants to make sure that Canyon gets to 1,000 points, you know? They're all cheerleaders, exactly.
I mean, who else are you going to vote for right now? You can't. You can't vote for anyone else.
I mean, Ghost has got a lot of farm.
Yeah?
The most in the game.
Him and Barrel played the early game really nice, but who was it the one that actually kicked it out?
Canyon. That was definitely Canyon. But Damwon Kia still need to win the game, and as you saw in the gold graph, things have been dissipating just a little bit. And we have to remember that Rascal is still absolutely massive. Every single kill that Gen G have got has been because they subbed Rascal in. Yes. So if there's ever a time when you're like, that was a pretty good sub, I think it'd be about now. Really nicely done from Rascal. Of course, the rest of the team setting up for him, allowing him to get into positions where he can get those. But still, being able to use the resources given is still very important. It's Showmaker! Yeah, he's on the board now, as now Clid's in trouble. Might have to use that Crescent Guard, but he's going to hold on to it for the moment, as Damwon Kia are going to continue the siege. Oh man, LeBlanc really proven herself as a poke champion right here, as Showmaker just says no to the Varus. And this is what happens when you don't have something like, the Tahm Kench or the Thresh there to get him out of that position. Sort of a sitting duck, as the inner turret is going to fall. That's all the inners now down. 7 turrets to 2 in favor of Damwon Kia. That's why they have this 6,000 gold lead.
And over the course of this best of 3, right, like, I don't know how many they got in the first game, but it must have been something similar, of course, also with the next turret. Like, it's going to be so overwhelmingly large. Yeah, solo bolo.
Yeah,
just gets him while everyone is looking. Yeah. Just standing there. And as you point out, you can't really do anything. And this is a problem that you do run into as the Varus when you're playing on the back foot. Your position needs to be immaculate, and Ruler hasn't had the best play as Rascal.
Yeah, okay. Showmaker got what he wanted, which was the blue buff.
Oh, they're committing to another fight. It is a 5k deficit here, Atlas, but
dangerous times.
Rascal, you know?
Damwon Kia actually might give this one up. Remember, it's only soul point. They could just trade it for a Baron if they want to. It's full investment of everyone on Gen G's side. We've got a full minion wave moving towards this inhibitor turret, and now Showmaker's just playing goalie for the rest of his team. Remember, the Ashe has a lot of damage available to her. The Rage Blade has been completed, and Showmaker continuing just to keep poking out onto Gen G.
Let us flash.
Yeah, can Clid actually get over though is the question, as in goes Canyon, gets the kickback, flashes on forward, gets the smite, is now Rascal, dives on over, goes Golden as well as Life, not going to get chained this time as BDD finds a big Emperor's Divide, goes Golden to avoid the death from Ghost as well, who's now getting zoned away. The Gnar will fall down, but Azir will fall as well as Ghost. He's going to get heartbroken on, and he will get taken down, looking for life, and he will pick that one up. My God, Ghost is massive, trying to get this one against Rascal, but now it's Rascal who is the Ashe, and he will be able to finish off the kill. It is a 4 for 2, though, as once again, Damwon trade down massively for the Baron.
Oh, Damwon Baron power plays are generally not great. They're not really coming together.
Not looking real good, yeah.
But it is, this is what you always feel when you play against Gen G. It is the team fighting power that they have available. And already called Rascal a super sub. Just gonna mention that again as we see him just pop off here as well. And yeah, BDD, he gets taken down at their end there, but this play from Ghost is... Oh, seeing this man on Ashe is just a thing of beauty. And then, yeah, Rascal picks up a bunch more. And he is truly the one that...
6-1-3.
Yeah.
100% kill contribution because every single fight that has happened has been around him.
Yeah. No, it's like when you get subbed in, this is basically the dream.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
Look at what Canyon has done for his bottom lane as well. This gold is like exactly how Damwon played the early game, which was Canyon going down bottom lane and making sure Ruler and Life's life is hell. And yep, I'd say mission accomplished.
Rascal is only ahead because of the 6 kills, right? And like he got a lead just now. He's been behind.
Yeah, he's only
basically
barely ahead.
Game. It's not a good place to be. However, it also shows us the one fear that you have on playing against Gen G, especially now that BDD is approaching a 3rd item on his Azir. Rascal is absolutely huge. Is that somehow, sometimes they still find these amazing team fight wins. You need to deny Rascal. If you can blow him up, game's like that's it. Game is won. BDD alone doesn't have enough damage, and Ruler is a non-factor. But that's the one thing you need to play around as Damwon. As long as you get rid of that, you know, you have shoving waves, you still have the Baron buff for another 30 seconds. That is another negative Baron power play. It's 1k gold this time.
Yeah, well, they still have 25 seconds to make up that 1,000 gold.
I mean, only Showmaker has Baron buff because 4 other people died. So
and he's also at half health now as well, so...
Not that much value.
Not really working out.
No.
So you're right, it moves down to about a 4,000 gold lead. And we're going to see this Drake pop up as well. And once again, it's Gen G with Soul Point looking for this mountain, and they're in a much better position to utilize it this time. It won't be take the Drake and lose the game unless they get aced at the same time. But we've seen that team fights have certainly been a lot better than in Game 1.
It's still possible.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I'm afraid to mention it, but still something that is definitely on the table for Gen G. But as you point out, unlike last game, this one still feels within grasp, which is crazy to say considering how well Damwon played the early game. But with Rascal as fat as he is, Ruler now able to hit his 3rd item power spike, which is actually a huge one. Picking up the Muramana is going to give you, hopefully, a lot more pressure when it comes to these kind of stalemate scenario, especially when combined with an Azir that is on 3.5 items. But the real man that needs to be unlocked is Rascal. If you can get this Mountain Soul, or you can win a subsequent team fight as Gen G, you can shove in hard, you can retake control of this game. But walking into the fog against Damwon is incredibly tough. They do know where Showmaker is, plenty of wards available. They also just push.
Yeah,
right?
they are just going to be able to grab this inner turret by the looks of things. It's a huge wave that they have, and now Showmaker trying to dive in from the back. Gets a lot of damage onto Life. Life doesn't really worry about that one too much, right? Kills happen around him, he is going to have that health bar all the way back up again. Subjugate, so powerful as well. Piercing Arrow, not exactly doing that much gold as Beryl walking around, wanting to stay in position to get that Devour on whoever needs it. And the Arrow being held onto for the moment. This Drake now up in 5 seconds time. More poke to come through from Showmaker. Now slinks back into the bushes. Damwon, can they win a team fight? That is the question. They haven't really been able to in a 5v5 so far this game.
Okay, Khan.
It is all going to go down to this. Yeah, Khan, he's got a massive Navar as well. The 4-man Gnar, although BDD does manage to go golden. That's a 4-man wallop, though. You'll take that. Empress Divide onto 2 as the team fighting still good out of Gen G. BDD going to go down as Showmaker locks up that kill as Canyon looking to get on top of his LeBlanc. They've taken down the Ashe, though, and he cheers so much of Damwon Kier's consistent damage. Now Showmaker looking for Rascal. The chain's not going to connect.
That's a soul!
Yeah, they are going to just dive right on top of this one. They sacrifice BDD, but they will be able to get the Mountain Soul.
That is such a big win for Gen G, because, as you pointed out, the one thing that you can't really afford as Damwon Kia is giving up the soul, because look at their damage profile. Like, especially when Ashe dies, you don't have the damage available.
Yeah.
And I see this now, and I'm like, this is over, right? Like, it's just immediately done. But then, this change of corruption from Ruler is so big because it prevents the entirety, and then BDD shuffle.
The Ashe delivery was just beautiful.
And then Rascal's like, hey, remember me? Get some resets. And
this gold lead is just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
This is the most Gen G. Like, Rascal sub deck and immediately is like, a 0 mid lane, 40-minute team fights. Let's get back into it, Gen G. And honestly, yeah, it is not maybe the change up that you do want to see, but we do see why Gen G do it. It's because they're so damn good at it, right? Like these team fights, incredible. Ruler also going from a complete non-factor to somehow able to catch up in CS, had the most damage done in that previous team fight, somehow. Don't know how he did it, but he had like 5.5k damage done by the end of it. And now has a Mountain Soul, so pop-off potential from Showmaker, mitigated. Damage without Ghost, not going to be able to get through these really big beefy hell boss from Gen G.
Yeah, I mean, Ashe not necessarily a huge late game damage dealer, especially with this build. Does now have Lord Dominic's, of course, which is going to help, but not quite that much. As now, 4 minutes on Elder. We've got Baron available as BDD has found Showmaker, or is it the other way around as the Ashe is going to be able to pick up the kill on the Azir with, I believe, an arrow from downtown. As now, without BDD, Gen G are going to have so much trouble for the next 50 seconds.
And no teleport available. BDD was the one who actually teleported into that enemy bot side jungle. Showmaker has gone back.
Lid now possibly in trouble. That's a Gnar into the wall onto only one target, but it might just be enough. Yeah, Canyon picks that one up, and Gen G are falling apart. Life as well, caught in the river once again. A barrel just dives on top of him. And now Rascal has no friends and no chance of the pop-off team fight as he heartbreaks, and obviously it feels heartbreaking, as Gen G will have to just give this one up. It might be inhibitor into Baron, but Damwon Kia can do whatever they want. That was a weird hop there, Khan, but I liked the idea. As Damwon, they're going to get to work on structures. They don't really care about neutral objectives so far this series. It's all been about taking as many turrets as possible. They'll grab this inhibitor and then grab themselves a Baron. Or at least try to.
Yeah.
These death timers are timing out. Damwon Kia certainly take their time, so maybe an opportunity for Gen G.
No, Gen G, they can't walk up, right?
Yeah,
like the problem is, if they have perfect vision...
Arrow going to sail by.
If they have perfect vision, maybe you can go in and try to somehow make something work with BDD there as well, but you don't. You can't face check. We saw what happened when BDD tries to go in there, and this is such a...
This is Baron number 3 as well, as we're going to check this one out from Showmaker's perspective.
BDD has stopwatch there, right? Like, he has the stopwatch and the flash available. Like, I don't think he expected that amount of damage to come through. Then Clid, walking up here that far, can't even use his ultimate, just gets 100-0 with a really nice CC chain between Khan and Canyon. And then it's just the mobility and the catch potential that is available for Damwon Kia is horrible to deal with. Life just gets hand-delivered by Barrel. Good guy Barrel, wanting to make sure that the entirety of his team is well fed. That's a Baron buff. First positive gold Baron Power play coming up here for Kia, Atlas.
That time's a charm, Chronicler. That's how we like to get it done here in the LCK. Slow and steady. Still, I mean, we're not back to the gold lead that Kia had, what, like all. 20 minutes ago?
No.
Where they got up to about 6,000 or 7,000. Damwon still needing to respect the teamfight power of this Gen G roster, but with the inhibitor down in mid lane, with this inhibitor exposed in the bottom lane, Damwon Kia now with so much vision control around this area as well as Canyon will take a lot of damage here from Rascal. Rascal is still a huge deal. He's 5 items right now, level 18, of course. Showmaker as well, almost putting together his very cool hat alongside his cane, his timepiece. He's a dapper LeBlanc at this point in the game. 2-0-2 from the 0-0-0 he was before. Not going to find that chain onto Rascal though, as we can see, as Damwon still struggling to close in on Gen G. They're giving them a lot of respect, even though they do have this Baron buff. Went for that reset, as you can see, as Ghost making his way back through one more time. Recurve bow now in his back pocket. 5.5 items on the Ashe.
Yeah, that's...
No, that feels bad.
Yeah.
I'd say that at least he got the experience, but he's level 18.
It's...
You know?
I was going to say it's something, but it's actually not.
No,
it actually is nothing.
It is nothing. Oh, no.
Oh, there he goes again.
Yeah, pops over the wall, looks for Clid with a bit of poke damage. Gen G just staying as 5. That's another distort forward. And Showmaker gonna have to flash to get himself out of the way, and he is popped by the piercing arrow. Chains of Corruption are not going to find Canyon, but now without Showmaker for a whole minute, it's going to be so dangerous. An Elder Drake, they have to fight over it. Without their LeBlanc, this is so dangerous. The rest of Damwon Kia desperately trying to get them out of this area. Q will connect onto life, but I think that Damwon are going to have to give this one up and try and fight elsewhere. But this is Elder Drake. It's so dangerous.
You're going to have to force. Try and go for the end. The back's now starting to come through. You need this Drake. As Gen G, you can't give it up, but you also can't give up your Nexus. Teleport coming through.
Yep, Viego going to teleport back and try and defend the Nexus. As Khan and Ghost, they managed to take down one Nexus turret. Rascal not going to be able to get out of this one, I don't think, as he gets into the mist, but eventually will be taken down to that GA. The last Nexus turret will be taken down. The bats are starting to come through. Can Ghost actually lock down this Nexus? He's flashing to try and get on top of it, but he will be taken out. And now Gen G should be able to try and take down this Nexus, but there are still a lot of turrets, and also the minion wave is so far away.
I don't even know if they can
This game is not over. This is not over yet.
Oh, God. Yep, that is a classic Gen G LCK game that we got on our hands here, Atlas, because they just find a way. And some context behind that Showmaker play. I think that if you don't try and look for those picks as Damwon Kia, I don't think that you really have a reliable way to win straight up 5v5s. And that is what we've seen this entire game. If you woke up 5 versus 5 in the river, it's not going to work because you don't really have the engage. You have a lot of mobility and power, but it's, of course it's Rascal who does it, right? Like the amount of damage done here, and then
piercing arrow just at the very end.
Piercing arrow from give this man tilt proof on our after the game, please. Yeah, then you're trying to make a 4v5 work somehow, and I love this call.
This is actually the best call that Damwon Kia could have made.
100%. 100%. This is the only call. The only thing that maybe in hindsight you send barrel there, right? Like 1 or 2 extra Aldos, and you might make it. But that's hindsight's 2020, because if you do send barrel away, then Canyon can't stall. And the reason why it takes so long for reinforcements to arrive is that barrel and Canyon are doing this. So it's this cancel is so big, right? Like if the teleport here is actually used on the minion, this isn't even close. So this is also
the minions had only just recently spawned, so maybe BDD didn't have that option when he was deciding to go for it.
It's like, again, like this is split second, right? It's really easy, like, oh, why would you teleport to the turret? But man, that
like
damage.
2 or 3 autos away from a dead Nexus.
Yep. And It still could be.
And Elder's gone. So
Yeah.
it was
can't leave their
completely
base.
mitigated. Inhibitor respawned in the mid lane as well, as we've got 5 seconds on the next Baron. That will be the 4th of the game, by the way. As Dragons certainly have gone to Gen G, but everything on the other side of the map has all been Damwon Kia. But I have a feeling that if Gen G ever get a Baron, this game is so close to just over.
But
their siege power is so much better than Damwon's.
Because they get Baron and then their Nexus gets taken down.
Oh, that's true.
Surely.
That would be a difficult thing.
And I joke about this, and this is the thing I like about what Gen G is doing here.
Oh, he's not able to see that ward.
No.
Shame here, but
Rascal doesn't know, but he does have help, so he should not walk up. Oh, I love this. Oh my god, this is so clean from Damwon.
Yeah,
it's
we're
a double
going
trap.
for a Baron on one side, and Showmaker still lying
know.
in that brush. Yep, cleared. Should be able to make this one a 50-50 unless he gets kicked out of the pit, and you can see that Damwon, they don't want to go for it. They just want to try and take down this inhibitor and threaten the open Nexus. As we can see immediately, the teleport is used to come back, and now Damwon Kia can get back onto this Baron that is still aggroed, by the way. Canyon going to get the kickback one more time. Baron is going to be secured. Beautifully played here by Damwon. Has now cleared. Will be able to take down the Tahm Kench, and Damwon just need to get out of here. That's all they need to do. And the heist will be successful. The chains connect as Rascal is taken down by Showmaker. It's 1,000 gold, but who cares about the gold? At this stage of the game, that pick was all they needed.
And now, as Gen G, you've lost Rascal, your strongest, most valuable member. The Baron buff goes over to Damwon Kia, and what a beautiful trap being set up there from Damwon, right? Like, on one end, they're still the one with map control. Gen G can't leave their base because of how exposed it is and their complete lack of structures. That means that Damwon Kia finds a way to evade vision, send 2 people towards that brush, then draw BDD immediately away. And I want to say, how did they keep the leash on that Baron there? Because you saw Gen G had no clue.
Yep.
They thought it had reset it. And if you get the Baron, or if they don't get the Baron rather, it's fine.
Well, that's a huge kick out as they try to get the coordination. Ruler survives for so long, but not long enough. Canyon secures it in the end. Life as well, he's burning down. The flash forward from Khan is now BDD. Looking for the execution, but he's not going to find it. He goes golden, but that just buys some time. The 2-man Nah and Damwon Kia have had enough of this game. It's 48 minutes in, and they will get the 2-0 over Gen G. As Rascal, he's going to respawn, but he's immediately going to go back to a black and white screen. And Damwon Kia will complete the ace. Once again, they fight against a Mountain Soul, and once again, they are victorious. But what a series! Just so beautifully played